is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th Canto, 1st Chapter, text number 24, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on July 8th, 1975, in Chicago, Illinois.
Ajamil had 10 sons. The youngest son, named Narayana, was a child begotten while Ajamil was very old. Because he was the youngest son, he was naturally very dear to his father and mother.
Tasya pravayaso putra dasha teshantu jo avama balo narayano namna pitrascha daita bridam. So, a small child of very old man, because when the child, baby, is within 2-3 years, they are taken care of especially by the parents, and the youngest son. When the child is 2-3 years, naturally he is youngest. So, youngest is taken more care. Sneha, affection, is compared with oil. Sneha means oil. So affection is just like oil. Why? Now you put oil in the ground, it will glide down where there is slope. Slope. So, generally the affection goes down to the youngest child. The particular point in this connection is Prabhayasa. Prabhayasa means very old. Yes, he was 88 years old. So this child might be 3 years or 2 years, less than 3 years. That means when he was 85 or 86, he begot a child. This is the purpose, to point out. This is family life. He is going to die after 1 or 2 years, and still he is begetting child. Therefore this word is used. Prabhayasa. This is not proper life, that up to the point of death one has to beget a child. This is animal life. Human life, maximum 50 years, that's all. After that, by force, panchasadham vanam brajat, give up this family life. And if you don't give up, then you remain and go on begetting children. Janamaithunadi grihamedi sukham mitucham. What is the happiness of this grihamedi life, attached to family life? The only happiness is this sex, that's all. Otherwise there is no happiness. They are working day and night. Therefore, at the present moment, the tendency is to kill the child. Because to enjoy sex life means there must be pregnancy. But when there is pregnancy, either illicit or legal or illegal, the child bearing, the giving birth to the child, then taking care of it, then growing, raising, feeding him, education, so many troubles there is. But kripantaneha kripana bahu dukkha bhaya. The kripana, those who are not brahmana, the brahmana means liberal or advanced in knowledge, and kripana means miser. So, the opposite word of Brahmana is Kripana. Kripana because one who is liberal, he knows how to utilize this life. Therefore he is called Brahmana, Brahmajana. This life is meant for knowing Brahma, the Supreme Absolute Truth. That is Brahma, Brahmajanati iti. And if somebody getting this human life, he does not become a Brahmana, then he remains Kripana, miser. Kripana means miser. You have got some millions of dollars, but you do not spend it. You keep it in the safe and see daily, oh, I have got so much money. They are Kripana. Why? You keep money. Utilize it. Distribute it for Krishna. That is Brahman. Why should you keep it? But the Kripana, they do not know how to utilize the money. The money belongs to Krishna. Ishavāsamidam sarvam. Everything belongs to Krishna. That's a fact. Bhoktaram jagatavasam sarvaloka maheswaram. So he is the proprietor. Somehow or other, just like in our society, somebody is entrusted with millions of dollars to spend. But that money is Krishna's money. It is not his money. Similarly, you take big society, the nation, the community, whatever money is there, that is Krishna's money. See, if we spend it properly, consciously, for Krishna consciousness movement, then it is properly used. Otherwise, he becomes a Kripana, miser. He got the opportunity to serve Krishna. Krishna gave him so much money, but he kept it without any use. That is called Kripana. So Brahmana, Brahmanas I have already explained, the Brahmana's business is dana pratigraha. He will collect. Brahman has the right to collect from his disciples, spiritual master, but he will distribute it, dana pratigraha. He will be also a man charitably disposed, spending that money for public welfare, for Krishna consciousness. So, Kripana, this word is used, Kripana phalahetava. The Kripanas, they are simply trying to get some benefit. Another word is used, janmaithunadigrihame sukham mitucham, kanvanena karayuriva dukkha dukkham, Tippante neha kripana bahudukha bhaja. Kanduteva manasija visayeta dhira. Dhirastatta namahiyati. This word is used, dhira. So, if one is not dhira, adhira, agitated always, they will go on begetting children one after another. They are up to the 89th year. Why? Tippante, they are not satisfied. Although to beget a child means so many troubles, if you are a responsible father. And those who are not responsible father and mother, they want to kill it. That's all. This is the psychology of killing children nowadays. Because they know that this child, I have to take care so much, bahudukha bhaja. There are Tippan, very analytical study. Janamaithunadi grihamedhi sukham mitucham. The happiness of the grihamedhi, family attached man, family you can utilize, grihastha. If you have inconvenience to accept sannyasa brahmachari life, remain in a household life. But the purpose is the same, to develop Krishna consciousness. If one is in the family life and is trying to advance in Krishna consciousness, he is called grihastha, and his family life is called grihastha ashram. Just like sannyas ashram. Ashram means where there is activities, spiritual. That is called ashram. So if you remain as grihastha, a family man, there is no harm. But utilize for advancement of Krishna consciousness. Then you are grihastha. But if you do not know that, if you simply remain a family man for satisfying your senses and begetting children up to the point of death, that is called grihamedhi. These two words. Apasthatamatma tattam griheshu grihamedhina. So one should not be grihamedhi. One may become grihastha. That is the difference. So this man, Ajami, was not a grihastha because his beginning of life is that he gave up his married life. He was married, a nice wife, coming from respectable family, but he gave up that, and he was attached to a maidservant, and he gave up his real family life. He became a family man with this maidservant, and go on begetting children. That was his life. Therefore this word is used particularly, tasya pravayasa. He was old enough, still he was begetting. But one who is Brahmana, he would not stay in family life more than 58 years. Panchasuddham vanam brajat. One must go to the forest. Forest means born. And therefore one who goes to the forest, from the word born, it is born. Bana prastha, prastha means one who has gone. This is regulative life. One has to take leave from this family life and accept the vanaprastha. Vanaprastha means prior to accepting the renounced order of life. The husband and wife goes out of home and travels in many holy places to associate with holy man and take his instruction just to prepare for sannyasa. So when one is fully equipped in knowledge, then he asks his wife to go to home to be taken care of by the elderly children, and he becomes a sannyasi. This is called varnashram dharma. This is real purpose of life. 4 varnas, 4 classes are meant, up to 4th class, not up to 10th class. And then spiritual life, brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyasa. This institution is called varnashram dharma. 4 varnas and 4 ashrama. So, when one is educated or trained up by this varnashram institution, then his human life begins. Otherwise he is animal. One who does not take to this varnashram dharma, he remains in the animal life. That is the Vedic system. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inquired from Ramananda Raya, what is the aim of life? Ramananda Raya immediately replied that Varnasrama charvata purushena parapuman Vishnu aradhate pumsa nannat tattva sukha. The real purpose of life, goal of life, is to satisfy Vishnu. Vishnu, Lord, the Supreme Lord, or Krishna. This is life. To become Krishna conscious, to know Krishna, and try to satisfy Him. That is life. So, to enter into this elevated life, fulfilling the desire or the aim of life, is varnashram. Varnashram charvata purushena parapuma Vishnu aradhate. Vishnu aradhate. That is required. How to become Krishna conscious or Vishnu conscious and to worship Him. So that begins with this varnashram. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he knew that this is Kali Yuga. It is very, very difficult to engage people strictly in the varnashram dharma. Actually it is difficult. Who is going? If you open a varnashram college, there will be no student. Because they will think, what is this nonsense, varnashram? Let us learn technology, we shall get good service and earn money. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately said, Yo bhajya age kaho ha. In this age, it is not possible. Varnashram. So age kaho, if you know something better than this, you say. So in this way, Ramananda Raya recommended that karma tyag, sannyas, so many stages. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went on saying, Iho vajya age kaho. This is useless now, if you know better than something. So then, at last, not at last, in the middle, Ramananda Raya said that Jnane priyasam dupasa namanta eva bhavadiya vartam sthane sthita shatigata tanumang manovi. The purport is that all these processes recommended in the Shastra, varnashram dharma, acceptance of sannyas or other, karma tyag, misra, karma misra gyan, there are so many things. Sir Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Iho vajya. But when he quoted one passage from Srimad Bhagavatam, quotation, that is the statement of Lord Brahma, Jnane priyasam udapasa namantaya sanam kuritang bhavadiya varta sthane sthita sudigatang tanuang manovi je prayasa jita jitapasi taisthilakhyam. Our aim is how to realize God. That is the aim. So there are so many different processes recommended in the Shastra, varnashram dharma, karma tyag, karma sannyas, jnana misra bhakti, karma misra bhakti. So, all of them were rejected by Chaitanya. But when he quoted this verse, what is this? Jnana prayasa. People are trying to understand the absolute truth by speculation, according to one's knowledge. The so-called philosopher, theosophists, theologists, they are useless. You cannot speculate to understand the absolute truth. That is not possible. Therefore, Brahma recommends that one should give up this nonsense practice. It is not nonsense, but at the present moment it has no use. The so-called theosophists and theologists or philosophers, they do not know, speculate. So, this sort of practice, jnana prayasa, endeavoring after knowledge. Udapas, give up this. Jnana prayasam udapasa. Then, what is the prayer? Namanta eva. Just become submissive. Don't think yourself as very great philosopher, theologist, scientist. Just be humble. My dear sir, just be humble. Namanta. Then what will be my business? All right, I shall become humble. Then how I shall make profit? Then, namanta eva sarvamukhritanga bhavudiyya varta. Just hear the message of God. From whom? Sarvamukhritanga, through the mouth of devotees. Not professional, not gramophone. Through the mouth, through the lips of real devotees. So, then next, I will have to become sannyas or grihastha or what? No. Sthane sthita. You remain wherever you are. Either you are a grihastha or a vanaprastha, or apart from that, either you are a medical man or engineer or politician or businessman or shopkeeper, something, your position is there. So you remain in that sthane sthita. You remain in your position. Simply you have to hear the message of Godhead, Krishna, through the realized saintly person. This recommendation. If you go on speculating, you will never be able to understand. Therefore, give up this practice. Jnana prayasam udapasana. Namanta, be submissive. If you think, oh, I am so much advanced, I can speculate, why shall I go to a devotee and hear from him? No, you have to adopt this. Why? If you want to conquer the ajita, ajita means Krishna or God. Nobody can conquer him. But you can conquer him. How? By this process. Remain in your process. Remain in your situation, in your occupation. But try to hear from the realized soul. Very simple. So this process is a commandment. So, to realize God. If somebody follows this process without mental speculation, and if he has got intelligence, by hearing from the realized soul, he will realize everything. Krishna will also help him from within. Guru means Krishna without. And super soul means Krishna within. So Krishna is so kind that he is ready to help us from within and without. Both ways. We have to take advantage of this. So if we become devotee, thane sthita sutigatang tanuvang manobhi, and engage our body, mind, tanu means body, bang means word, tanuvang manobhi, and mano means mind. We have got three things, mind, this body and was bound. So we can serve Krishna according to the direction of the Shastra. Shastra, Guru, Satang. Satang means one who, Acharya means one who knows Shastra. He will not speak anything which is not in the Shastra. He will never say, in my opinion, you can do like this. No. He must give evidence from the Shastra. Therefore our practice is, whenever we speak something, immediately we quote from authoritative Shastra. In this way, so here it is said, Tasya Prabhayasa Putra Dasa. So in his so-called Grihamedi life, that I was going to explain, Grihamedi life means darkness. He knows simply how to beget child, that's all. Up to the 85th year. He is going to die next moment. So he is fortunate that he named his son Narayan. This is God's grace. So the idea is that by God's grace, because in the beginning of his life he engaged himself to be Krishna conscious and he was initiated, but later on. But the first assessment of his life that helped him, that Krishna gave him the advice, all right, you keep this youngest son's name Narayan, because he will be naturally attached to this boy, and he will call him, Narayan, please come here. Narayan, take your food. Narayan, take your drink. So he will chant Narayan.